Am I the only one who's kind of ready for NBA to be back? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love college basketball, but all this college and no NBA? I'm ready for the NBA to come back, but guess what? I still have some best bets for you guys on this Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Let's dive into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Now, yesterday I gave out a quick short and we went 0-2 on the shorts. We lost on the Iowa State team total under, and even if you waited closer to the game time, you could have gotten it all the way up to 62.5, and guess what? It still went over. Tough loss there. They had 4 points in the first 12 minutes, and then they just got hot from offensive. And then talk about a team that needs to get hot from the offensive side. Virginia Tech was on fire. Virginia hit nothing, and that's why I took the over instead of Virginia Tech on the spread, because I thought at least Virginia would score some points, have a chance to keep it close late. But hey, it happens. 0-2 on the day. You can see our year-to-date record right here. We're still crushing it in college basketball and in the NBA for the month of February. Saturday helped a lot, that 12-4 day on Saturday. But listen, there's still a lot of time, and even while we're waiting for NBA to come back, we can still make some money, and you'll see how I kind of go with that strategy today, as I'm not trying to overextend myself. I'm just kind of wait for things to come to me. But at the same time, if the opportunity presents itself, you gotta snag it. So smash that like button and subscribe to this channel so this way you get all these latest picks and plays. Now let's dive into the best bets. For my first best bet of the day, I feel like today we have a great revenge and a bounce back spot in one game, and I want to exploit that tonight. And I really like Texas Tech tonight, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in a money line parlay with St. Mary's. That gets you to about minus 115 odds. So not exactly plus 100 value like I normally like to give out, but I still like both of these teams today because of the angles that we're getting. Like I mentioned, Texas Tech, we've got a revenge and a bounce back spot in that matchup because they want to avenge the 85-78 loss that they took at the hands of TCU in their last time they faced off. But they also got smacked in their last game on Saturday by Iowa State. But that was probably due to the fact that they only shot about 29% from the three-point line. But luckily for them, they have the 13th ranked offense. And because of that, I think they should be able to bounce back today against a TCU defense that's known for giving up easy buckets and giving up just points inside. Ranked in the bottom 202 point percent defense, TCU is. I think there's an opportunity for Texas Tech to be able to exploit that. Now, don't get me wrong, TCU is a tough team and they're resilient. We saw that on Saturday and that come from behind win against Kansas State where Jameer Nelson Jr. hit the game-winning three-pointer. But that's Kansas State. That's not Lubbock, Texas. This is one of the toughest places to play in the entire country, and it took a lot out of TCU to come back in that matchup against K-State and to win that game. Texas Tech has only lost one home game all year. I think that's going to be the advantage for them in this matchup. So because of that, give me Texas Tech to start off the parlay. And speaking of teams that don't lose, St. Mary's has yet to drop a conference game this season, and now tonight they take on the San Fran Dons at home. Now, in any of the Power 5 conferences, right, going undefeated is not really something that's going to happen too often, but it is heard of in a conference like the West Coast. It can definitely happen. I mean, we've seen Gonzaga do it year and year before. We've seen them do it all the time, but I feel like this is the year for St. Mary's for them to go undefeated in conference, or at least go a good run at it. They're 12-0 currently in conference. That's the second longest win streak in the nation that they currently have. They're the best team in the conference, and tonight they should pick up another big win. Now, the Dons, they do have a pretty decent offense and defense, and I think that they should keep this one close. They can cover that 8.5 point spread that we're currently seeing. I think they can hit enough shots, but the San Fran is just not the same on the road as they are at home. And St. Mary's, they got the pace of play advantage, one of the slowest teams in all college basketball. They have a stifling defense, top 5 in terms of defensive efficiency according to KenPom, and they've got the home court advantage tonight. 12-0 in conference. I just don't really see them losing this game. They haven't lost all year in conference, and I think they can lose before the season's over. I'm not saying that they won't, but today's game, I just don't really see it happening, especially against the San Fran team. So give me St. Mary's on the money line. Give me Texas Tech on the money line. Now, if you want to get to plus value, you could add Texas A&M. That gets you to plus 115 odds. They play Arkansas at home following that upset loss to Vandy in their last match, but dude hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer on the road. I think there's a great bounce-back spot for them at home, so you can take Texas A&M as well. They're like minus 600-700 on the money line, so that should get you to plus 100 value here. here as our first best bet of the day. Now, for our second best bet of the day, I told you guys I'm going to probably do something a little different. And what that is, I'm only going to give you 2 plays today, okay? 2 plays today, and the second play that I'm going to give you, this one right here, is going to be a live snipe. So I'm not telling you to take at the line that it's at right now. You're going to want to snag it live. You probably know what game I'm going to go to. It's the game that everybody's talking about tonight. Baylor versus BYU. I'm going to take BYU, but I want to snag them live at -1.5 or better. That is what the game opened up at -1, -1.5. It has moved significantly. Now I'm seeing 4, 4.5 on certain books, and I get it, right? I like it the same reason why everybody else likes it. I'm going to kind of break it down here in a second, but I do think you're going to get the opportunity to grab it cheaper live. For me, you guys know if you tap into the channel consistently, 4.5 is my number in college basketball, because once you get past that, then we're talking about multiple possessions, multiple free throws. If you've been keeping up with college basketball this year, then you know these kids don't be hitting their free throws late in games. Shoot a 3-pointer down by 7 with 0.2 seconds left and hit it. Like, anything can happen to kind of backdoor cover that 4.5 number. So we're going to snag BYU live, okay? And this is why we're snagging BYU live. It's simple. BYU right now is in a position where they got to figure some things out. They're not playing the best brand of basketball right now. They're not playing the worst basketball, but they're certainly not playing the best. And being right now 6-6 in conference is not really what we were expecting from this BYU team, especially considering they went 12-1 in their non-conference slate, okay? They have a very potent offense. 8th in offensive efficiency, 14th in effective field goal percentage, 7th in 2-point percentage, and 95th in 3-point percentage. So they can absolutely score the ball. They can fill it up. They're not bad defensively. 53rd in defensive efficiency. They take away the 3-point line, 32nd in defense on the 3-point line. So for me, the way that they lost on Saturday to Oklahoma State, we had them in one of the parlays if you tapped into the short that we dropped. For them losing by 10 to Oklahoma State and giving up 93 points, so that you understand, like, hey, they've got to figure out a few things defensively. But they've picked up some key wins at home. They beat K-State at home in the game before that. They beat UCF in the game before that at home. They've beaten Texas at home this year, okay? So they've played they've won some good games, but they've lost some key ones, like they've lost to Oklahoma and they lost to Oklahoma State. So this is just a game here. Now they're taking on a Baylor team that beat them last time these two teams played. That game was at Baylor. The final score was 81-72, but this was the big caveat in that game. Baylor shot the ball amazing from the 3-point line. Right now, they're shooting it crazy from the 3-point line as just a team. They've got 4 guys hitting over 40% from the 3-point line, and that's truthfully one of the reasons why Baylor has the 4th best offense in the entire country and the number 1 3-point shooting team in the entire country. Like, Baylor can shoot the ball, but what BYU does defensively is take away the 3-point line. We're expecting a little bit of regression in their numbers, in their 3-point numbers, but then also at the same time, when these two teams faced up last time, Baylor shot the ball better from the 3-point line. I think they shot like 43% from the 3-point line and like 41% from the 2-point line. They shot it better from 3 than they did from 2. I doubt that happens today against a BYU team that's at home. That's a top 25 according to KenPom home court advantage. This team is coming off a smack in the loss face to Oklahoma State, a team that's 3-9 in conference, okay? Baylor, yes, they're playing some great branded basketball. They're going to hit shots. That's why, for me, I think we're just going to be able to get the value live. But for where BYU's right now, middle of the pack in the conference, they need to pick up some key wins. I mean, they're not on the bubble right now, but that could really start becoming a thing depending on how they finish off the stretch in a bad loss to Oklahoma State. So revenge angle, regression angle, whatever type of angle else you want to think about at home court advantage, BYU, they're going to win tonight. They're at home. I like them, but I think just the way the lines moved, we just might as well wait, unless you just add them as like a money line leg to a parlay or something that you're building out. But as an individual leg, an individual play, wait to snag it live, because the value, the opportunity will definitely come, especially the way BYU's playing. Truthfully as well, like, I would not be surprised if they get down 10, 15 points in this game and they have to claw back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of way BYU has been playing, but they can also come out hot, so we'll see. Okay, so that's it for me today, my friends. Just the 2 bets today on the card. Really 3 games, but 2 plays. The moneyline parlay, Texas Tech takes St. Mary's on the money line. Add Texas A&M in there if you want to get to plus 100 value. And then we're going to go with sniping Baylor live. Okay, those are my 2 plays. There are a few other games I'm kind of looking at. I want to dive into the numbers a little bit more and kind of see what it's telling me. If you want those picks and plays, click the link in the description. Join the free Discord group where I'll add more plays for you guys. Kind of like Florida State today, on the fence a little bit against Boston College. There's a few other late night games I might take a look at. So there's a lot of opportunity, but I just don't like when there's only one sport. You'll kind of see when we get in July, June, when there's baseball is the only thing on. I kind of get into this rut too that I feel right now where it's just like, oh, you like staring at one thing. You can't have anything to break it up, but it's okay. We're going to continue to crank out some winners. And as always, I appreciate the love and support. Dictate your fate. Get to that cheddar. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be celebrating a 2-0 day. All right? So I'll see you guys inside the Discord group. Later, gang.